Now, moving on to the coronavirus situation here in South Korea. The country is now a few days away from easing social distancing measures and ushering in the Living with COVID-19 scheme. But ahead of the change in policies, Wednesday saw a slight jump in infections. And to give us the latest updates and more, joining us live from the studio is our COVID-19 correspondent, Yeon-seung. Good afternoon, Yeon-seung.
Good afternoon.
Now, Yeon-seung, South Korea saw an increase of around 500 new infections on Wednesday, right? Can you tell us more on that?
Well, that's right. South Korea reported 1,571 new COVID-19 cases Wednesday morning. First, I want to mention that COVID-19 testing centers tend to conduct fewer tests over the weekend. So the tally early in the week is generally lower compared to the rest of the week. So Wednesday's jump in cases really wasn't out of the norm here. But now let's look at the numbers. More than 3/4 of the infections stemmed from the Greater Seoul area, but there were also chains of infections detected in non-capital regions, notably in Gyeongsang-Buk-do province. The region saw 75 new infections, and more than 2/3 of them were linked to a cluster outbreak at a middle school in Yeongju.
Now, Yeon-seung, will this recent hike in infections affect the government's exit strategy for COVID-19?
Well, it doesn't seem like it for now. Health officials at the Central Disaster and Safety Countermeasure Headquarters said Wednesday that they're currently drafting up a comprehensive plan that could return the nation to a pre-pandemic lifestyle. They will announce the plan within this month. Speaking of returning to normalcy, actually, Chamsu Baseball Stadium opened yesterday for the first time in 104 days. People who've been fully vaccinated for at least 2 weeks had to show proof of vaccination at the gate to enter. Even though the stadium is accepting fully vaccinated spectators, the stadium was only open at 30% of its full capacity.
Now, shifting gears, Yeon-seung, let's now talk about the latest on the coronavirus vaccines.
Well, for vaccines, health officials expanded the group of eligible recipients in the booster shot campaign. They announced Tuesday that people who've gotten their COVID-19 vaccine doses overseas are also eligible for booster shots in South Korea. So this might be pertinent to many people watching Arirang News right now. These people can receive their booster shots 6 to 8 months after being fully inoculated.
I also heard that the U.S. is also looking to expand their booster shots. Can you tell us more on that?
Yes, that's right. First, CNN reported that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is soon to recommend boosters for people who are young as 40 and who received the Moderna or Pfizer shot. The agency is also planning to allow a mix and match approach for booster shots later this week, especially for people who've gotten the Johnson & Johnson shot. That means that people in the U.S. can get a different kind of COVID-19 vaccine as a booster. This move stems from a recent study that recorded a 76-fold rise in antibody levels for people who received a single dose of Johnson & Johnson and followed it up with a Moderna booster. Moderna boosters showed the sharpest increase of antibody levels compared to people who've gotten the Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson booster shots. This study, however, revealed preliminary results and relied on short-term findings from a small group of people, so it doesn't conclusively determine that this mix and match approach is better, but this move will give more flexibility to vaccinators and perhaps lessen the appeal of Johnson & Johnson boosters. Currently, the FDA has only given the green light for Pfizer boosters in certain populations that are considered high risk, and this includes people who are 65 and over. But with the swift action from the FDA, tens of millions more Americans could be eligible for extra shots by the end of this week.
Okay, now Yeon-seung, thank you for that report. And good job with the CGs, by the way. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Thank you.